Hey Tony, it's Friday, and as you can see, because apparently I can't stay in the same room, I'm actually in the moot court room right now. This is on campus because I have practice here in about 10 minutes. And I'm the only one here because that's just how I roll. But first off, to answer your question of the week, Tony, I think the two weirdest characters there are three characters I think of that were different than how I usually play, because I generally play, like swashbucklers or rogues or rangers or something along that lines. There are three characters that I've played that are very different from that. One of which was my first character, who was a cleric, and I've never played a cleric since. Not that I didn't like the cleric, I just haven't played one. Another one is a barbarian I played, which I didn't really care for, and now my current lore bard, who I've never played a full caster, so he's different, but he's fun. So Tony, my theme for this week, because I had a lot of time to think yesterday. I was actually sick yesterday. I'm feeling better today, but I was sick with a sore throat and exhausted yesterday, so it wasn't a good time yesterday. But I had a lot of time to think at home about why I do what I do. Now, I know first and foremost I'm a workaholic. It's not healthy, I know it's not, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm a workaholic. And not being able to go to work, not being able to work in court yesterday was really hard and was something very different than how I usually am. And so I had a lot of time to think about of why I do what I do, why I moved out here to Western Massachusetts, why I've worked my butt off through law school when everybody said I shouldn't do it, like lawyers said I shouldn't go through it, but I didn't listen, obviously, and why even now I'm still doing what I'm doing in housing court and in court and everything. And that's because, I've had a lot of time to think about this, because I want to be somebody. I know that sounds like a Kings of Leon song, because it is, but truly, I want to be somebody. I could have very easily, graduated from undergrad, gone and be a professor or whatever, but I don't think I would have been happy doing that. Now, even now, I'm still sitting here I would love to still teach, but it's kind of second to actually being in the courtroom. Because in the courtroom, you're somebody. You're the person that everybody has to listen to, witnesses, judges, juries, because you're the one who's telling the story. You're the one who's up there. You are the second most important person in that room behind the witness who you're speaking to. Maybe the third most, because a judge might be more important, but that's up for debate. But I can tell that it's something that means a lot to me, is to be somebody they can count on and everything like that. One of the proudest moments I had was last week, because I've been doing double shifts at court. I used to only work on Thursdays. Now I've generally been doing Thursdays and Fridays. I didn't work in court this morning because, again, I was sick yesterday and didn't really have time to plan with one of the other attorneys. But I was told by one of the clerks when I said, yeah, I'm actually going to be here hopefully twice a week until May. And she was like, good, because you're a fixture around here. And that meant a lot. It means that everybody knows who I am, everybody knows what I'm doing, and that's really important to me. I'm a person that they know they can count on, and I'm somebody who is somebody. So that's something that I've really kind of taken full force in. Even further, one thing that separates me from a lot of other people at school here, well, there are two things that separate me. One is I'm from, Hicktown, Ohio. Just kidding, Ken, I love you. But I'm from Ohio, and there's only one other person at the school who is. Everybody else are, from New Englands and New Yorks and things like that. So that's one thing that separates me. The other thing is that nobody in our family has ever been a lawyer. I'm the first. And that's something that throughout a couple of years up here I've really thought of too, because it gives me a certain chip on my shoulder, proving that, yeah, I might be a kid from Ohio, from Northeast Ohio, that you might not even heard of the city, but you sure will remember me in the future. That's why I've worked my butt off. It's why I work so hard in court, and why I love what I do, because it lets me be somebody, and that's really important. So that's kind of my spiel for today. It was something I really thought about yesterday, because what I do means so much to me, and it means so much to my clients. And because, as I mentioned in previous videos, myself, Gordon, and a couple of the people at Community Legal Aid, or just lawyers in general, are the only people that are keeping them from homelessness. And that's something that words can't really describe how fulfilling it is to save somebody's home. I was speaking to one of my friends, Natalie, who's our paralegal, who's going to law school next year. And she kind of said the same thing, because she actually had a real mediation yesterday, a real tough mediation yesterday, that she came out on top on. It was the person who she was going against underestimated her, thought she didn't know what she was doing, and she proved him wrong. And it meant a lot to her that she was able to do that. She felt fulfilled, and she wanted to be somebody too. That's something I've noticed is a lot of people who do legal aid, a lot of people who are lawyers and everything are doing this because not only they love it, but because they think it's what they need to do. And I think this is what I need to do. And it's why I've done trial advocacy courses. I'm on a trial team. I've worked in trials because I want to be somebody. I will be somebody. So Tony, my question for you is, what song lyric seems to relate to you right now? Because obviously mine is Be Somebody from Kings of Leon. So Tony, that's my question for you, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Later, bro.